about this is that these prospect lists are always just a snapshot in time. Like 1 month later into the season, things could be very different. 2 months, like we use that to explain why we had Jace Young kind of low on our list because we didn't see a lot that we thought was impressive in his pro debut, but he could come out and rake for the first couple months, and we'd happily move him up. So I think with Colt Keith, we discussed this in the Discord a little bit. I think one of the I've long since put him in the outfield in my head. I don't think he's a third baseman. And so I viewed him that way, and I'm fine with it because I still think the bat's going to work. But I think a lot of national outlets saw him play really poor defense at third base in the AFL and are now, knocking him for that. Which, I mean, to be fair, we haven't seen him play in the outfield. Maybe he's a disaster out there. So, yeah, I think they're being a little bit cautious there. But to me, the bat is more than good enough to carry him. He's basically, I think I shouldn't say this, but I think there's a good chance he could be like a left-handed Nick Castellanos in terms of a hitter, maybe with a little bit more on base. So, I mean, I think that's what you're looking at there, and then that's a top 100 prospect to me.
Yeah.
Yeah, to me, one of the things about Colt Keith that stands out is his athleticism. I mean, even when he got bigger, he was still good. I mean, he showed a quick bat through the zone, and I thought his approach at the plate in terms of drawing pitches, I mean, following off pitches, it was something that was something I wasn't used to seeing from a West Michigan hitter at that time, because here we are with Ray Rivera and guys like that, where it was like these quick at bats, and Colt Keith was working the counts. And so for me, and Matthew, I know where you stand about Colt Keith, but one of the things about Colt Keith that instantly stood out to me was the sound of the ball off the bat. So to me, when he hit it, it just sounded a little different than what we're normally expected, or normally what I'm used to seeing at West Michigan at that time.
Yeah, I love Colt Keith. He would probably be my number one prospect. Spoiler alert in the Tiger system, because yeah, I mean, like you said, I'm trying to remember the last. I don't think I've seen him play. I haven't been to a Whitecaps game here in years, but he probably won't even be with the Whitecaps. It'd probably be in AA. But yeah, but especially now that he's hitting for a bit more power, he's just a really, really fun prospect.
Yeah, and that's where, and it's something that, and Connor said this in the YouTube chat, and he's absolutely right. It's the bat speed part of it. It's where, if you can't, I look at it this way: if you're down at a high A game, if you're at a West Michigan game, and you see a guy who's fresh out of college, and this is where I kind of like the quote unquote smell test, if you will. If you see a high end prospect, like a top, like for example, Great Lakes, the Dodgers affiliate always has some really good pitching prospects. If you see somebody like, not Bobby Miller anymore, but somebody like that or something to that effect, look at where they're ranked in the prospect list and look at their numbers. And if they're teeing off a guy like that, then chances are you can feel pretty good about that. Now, there's a soft tossing left-hander against was pitching for the Lugnuts, Chris. Remember that guy that was just 84 tops, and some of the Whitecap hitters had no chance. But I think it was Keith that hit the ball pretty well against him.
Well, yeah, I mean, he was pitching from Detroit with his left arm was like a pure sidearm. It was coming way out of the he was nobody knew what to do with him because he was so much slower than anything they're used to. It was kind of fun. There are a couple hitters in the Tiger system, and one of them's graduated now, where what stands out to me is their ability to make hard line drive contact to the opposite field. And Keith's one of them, Pacheco's one of them, and Riley Green was one of them. And it's just one of those kind of advanced hitting things where you notice a guy, he can stay on the ball a long time and hit it hard and keep it in play. And a lot of hitters can't do that in the minors, right-handed batters or left-handed batters. And it's just something that makes you feel better about their ability to hit because they can stay back and not get fooled or, wait on breaking balls and stuff like that. So, yeah, I mean, Keith hit a lot of hard line drives right down the left field line that were really impressive to me. And I don't know. I mean, we'll see. I mean, he did put on some significant weight over the course of the year, as we called him Colt Beef. But I think he's still going to be able to hit. And, he did that on purpose. He said he did that because he thought he needed to hit for more power. He said players like me should be hitting for more power. So good on him. If it works, you'd like to see that. Set a goal and do it. And if it means, pounding a couple of pizzones, then, do what you got to do. But, we'll see. 2 months. If he's got a dozen home runs, which is possible, he was on that path last year before he got hurt. I could see him in definitely in Erie. I think he could. He might hit a handful of opposite field home runs off the hockey arena over there.